right, we are awesome, awesome. Thank you again for this awesome opportunity. I really appreciate this. This is fantastic. Now let's just get right into it since we have a short time. So I have a couple questions from my students at UMKC. I have 3 questions from students because they really want to know, in this season how you handle everything. So the first question that I have here today for you is: places around the world are taking more precautions to make sure that this doesn't spread. For example, the Dominican Republic has a mandatory curfew starting at 5 p.m. Will you implement something like that to curb the spread of coronavirus?
I do not foresee us pursuing a curfew or anything like that. I mean, I think we've done a good job so far on some of our social distancing. We have more work to do, but right now, I don't want to necessarily see a curfew or anything like that. I think most people are following the rules and looking out for the best interest of everyone in our community by staying home, staying safe.
Okay, sweet. Because like in Kansas City, most people are kind of getting the gist of how serious this is. So I think they're doing the job by themselves. So the second question is this: Are there going to be any citywide assistance given for families in need of food, rent assistance, new sources of income, unemployment backed up? So what are you suggesting?
So there are all types of areas of support. From the local government side, we are helping out with rental assistance for those families in need.
Okay.
We also are doing significant help with our homeless population to make sure that they have somewhere to go, whether they tested positive or if they're just waiting for results. We realize that a lot of people don't get to go to shelters in times like that. So we're making sure we take that important step. Beyond that, we continue to do small business emergency relief, particularly for a lot of those, mom and pop shops, the smaller businesses, that sort of thing. It seems like the big companies will find a way to their bailout. We need to make sure that we're caring as much about Main Street as we do Wall Street. And so we'll have several of those steps that we're rolling out. Already have, frankly, from the city perspective, more coming from the federal government soon.
Yes, and I also saw an article about having a space for homeless people. Can you share more light on that and how that is going on so people can hear more about it?
Yeah, I mean, I want to give credit to the taxpayers of Kansas City, Missouri. I think we saw a need. We have supported it. We're the first city in this region, the first of any jurisdiction in this region to actually take that important step. And so we will have one. It's close to downtown, where folks who are waiting to hear results or maybe confront coronavirus but don't need to be hospitalized will have the chance to go.
Okay. Sweet, beautiful. So the last question from students is: how do you plan to get the city back moving besides the stimulus checks? What is Casey doing for after COVID-19?
Now, we need to get there first. And I think we're trying to make sure we handle our current crisis well. I think we are resilient people. This city has actually, it's been through a civil war, been through a bunch of others, a previous pandemic, and I know we'll be able to bounce back. I'm looking forward to Kansas City and supporting our businesses. That's why we're making sure we have starter capital for a lot of them to start back up. And, I'm hoping that late spring or summer, we have a chance to get folks engaged and out there again.
Okay, beautiful. Now down to my questions. So first of all, rent. I heard a lot of rumors in the news talking about kind of policies that are going to make sure that people are not kicked out of their apartments or they could afford their rent. Is there something like that for Kansas City?
Well, there was a guy who ran for governor of New York a few years back on the platform of the rent is too damn high. And I always liked that guy's approach. And I think it helped speak to how we needed to change rent policy around the country, although all he would say was the rent is too damn high. And he lost to Andrew Cuomo, by the way, let you know how things go. Could have been a different world. Nevertheless, I think we do need to make sure that we have a number of protections. In Kansas City, we've already done several. One is ending evictions, used for the time being during our state of emergency. Another is the rental assistance that we had mentioned before. Another is working with our landlord community around this state and our region to make sure that we're getting some level of forgiveness. What that means is that we need to have relationships with banks because a lot of the landlords themselves have bills to pay to mortgagors, that sort of thing. And so, look, we're taking all those steps right now to try to make sure people can survive in the current moment.
Sweet. Second question is this. I think I saw an article about just a fund for small businesses. So for people who do not know, is there a fund for small businesses and how does that work?
There is a fund for small businesses in Kansas City. You can call 311 and ask for more information on it. Typically, it is businesses that have 20 employees or fewer that have made revenues last year of under $750,000. We're trying to hit a lot of those businesses that maybe didn't have the opportunity to telework or all those things that we've been seeing lately. You know, there are a lot of barbershops, for example, because somebody like you probably gets good haircuts. I don't as much anymore, but they make sure they have a chance to operate during the time being. And so that's the sort of work that we're getting done now.
Awesome, awesome. And by the way, I want to say this too. I do love your humor. I follow like on every platform, and you posted a video about a picture of you, and then there was a video of you answering questions, and I was like, okay, this is I like that you have that humor side of you. That's awesome. Now, to the third question, what are the actions your administration has taken to make sure that hospitals are not running out of space or equipment?
So a few different things. We check in with them regularly. A big part of it is actually making sure that we're keeping a good inventory of, are there enough ventilators in our region? Are there enough ICU units, beds, really? And so we've been doing that work and that research so far already. We feel confident right now that we can handle even a surge that may come in the next several weeks to 10 days. And we're confident that Kansas Cityans and Kansas City will be ready.
Okay, beautiful. Now, this is probably more like a personal question for me. I want to ask, so with everything going on, are there some loopholes you found like in the Kansas City, maybe laws that you think when this is all over, we need to figure this out because this has like shocked us and we need to work on this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem, and anybody who thinks about cities will see this, so much of how we provide our social services is actually done in communal areas. We make people come to a shelter. They come for food. They come for any number of things. The greatest challenge that we have is, all right, at the time of a pandemic, when we can't reach people the same way, how do we get to them? How do we get to our homeless population? How do we get school lunches to the kids? I mean, we have to be able to think of better ways to get to society without forcing society always to come to us at local government. And so that's something I look forward to exploring as time goes on.
Awesome. So the last thing I want to ask you is this. What is something you want to say to Kansas Cityans out there who are maybe nervous or like, man, I don't know what we should be doing right now? What is the word you want to give them today just to keep them calm and let them know you're doing your best to make this work out?
You know, I've been proud of Kansas Cityans. I think a lot of you, yourself included, have made some significant sacrifices this spring, but we've done it to take care of our fellow people. We've done it even though many of us have not gotten sick. And I want to say thank you for that. I'm proud of you. You know, we've got a little while longer to go. I think we will do a good job and we'll come out brighter, happier, stronger on the other side.
Awesome. Is there any things that you think people should know that you're working on right now that would help everyone that you think, you know, you want to put on the spotlight and let people know that they should be looking forward to something like this or anything?
You know, I think what I want people to know is that local government continues to do the important work that you'd expect us to do. We're still out filling potholes. We're still out making sure that if people call 911, somebody responds, even if it has nothing to do with COVID-19. You know what, we're doing important work. And so, you know, say thank you to a city worker if you see one or anything like that, or the grocery worker if you see one, because we're all still eating somehow too.
Exactly.
So I thank them for being a big part of it. But no, I'm proud of Kansas City and I look forward to seeing everybody in person again soon.
Yes. Now, this is a more fun question for me, and this is probably the last question. What is one thing you would want to do when this is all over? What is what you're looking forward to, you've missed, and you want to do when this is all over?
There are so many things that I could do. I say a list of 3 things, right? 1, I like sports, so can't wait to go to a baseball game again. Sit out there, even if the Royals lose 100 games or something like that, it's always still fun. The second, I love Kansas City, I really do, but you know, I haven't left town for a little while, so maybe get a little vacation somewhere. I'll take your ideas. You young people are much better at picking good trips. And finally, you know, there are a lot of restaurants, bars that have been hit by this, so I'll probably saddle up with a good plate of food, maybe a nice brew somewhere, and say hi to some of the folks that have been a part of my life for years. So I can't wait to do those 3 things once we're back on the other side.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you for this awesome opportunity just to spend a couple of minutes with me. And man, I am proud that you are our mayor because every time I look up on your social media platform, I see what you're doing, and I'm 100% supporter. Thank you again, and yeah, this is awesome. Just keep doing the good work, and I hope to connect with you sometime when this is all over, as we all stay together and stay strong and pull through this.
Absolutely. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for keeping the community informed. UMKC, I'm thinking about all y'all, and stay well for now. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Q. This is John Owen. And follow FiredUp KC on Instagram, Twitter, Snap, TikTok if you can do that. FiredUp KC.